For the first time, the AISD is hosting a fall sports kickoff festival. Cravens Field serving as the site this year. Dodge Ram Trucks, one of the title sponsors. It's a perfect opportunity for family and friends to interact with the coaches and players, kind of set the table for the upcoming fall sports calendar. We had a chance this afternoon to visit with some of the coaches and staff members from the AISD. Eric, how did this event all come about, and do you plan maybe to rotate a different venue next year?
You know, this is our first time to do this, so this is very much a learning experience for us to see how it goes, and something we do want to continue. We started a conversation a year ago with some sponsors with Dodge about what they could do for us and what we could help our community and our athletic department, and we started bouncing ideas off. So this has really kind of been a year in the making. We're excited about to bring all 6 of our high schools together. You know, I know we competed against each other, but at the end of the day, we're AISD, and we want that to be a family. So this was something that we've kind of planned and brought together, and I hope after this year people will see it, and then we can look at it again and say, okay, how can we make it better? What else can we do? Venue-wise, we first thought, okay, we need a football field. We need that kind of space in the parking lot here. Talking with Dodge and what they wanted to do, the setup worked well here, but we're absolutely looking at, you know, maybe we do it at the arena, maybe we do it at some different areas and look and see how that works. So after today, we're going to sit down and analyze it and say, hey, what worked well, what didn't, and how can we make it better next year?
For the fans, Eric, are there any new school policies in effect for backpacks, whatnot, for venues?
You know, last year we implemented our clear bag policy, and that will stay the same. So nothing coming up new this year other than that, and that was kind of later in the year, so be expecting that for this year, but nothing else has changed. We are going to, I will say this, something we're going to cashless this year as far as our ticketing. We've got through our ticketing fan, it's going to be through GoFan, and we'll be sending information out about that. But just with eliminating cash and those things, it makes it a safer event to take that kind of piece out of it and make everything online purchases. So that's one thing we're going to change this year for our athletic department.
And finally, Eric, any upgrades to any fields, track, gyms, other arenas or facilities in the district?
Cravens and Woodman are coming, but we have replaced the tracks and the turf at Arlington High, Bowie, and Seguin this summer to get them new tracks and turf for them kids to compete on for soccer season, sub-varsity football, and those. So we've made great strides in that, and I'm excited about seeing those fields and just a better playing surface and safer area for our kids.
The Lady Vikings of Lamar last year finished 6-6 in the district, a playoff team that lost to Highland Park in the first round. Coach Heather Woodman in year number 10. Heather, can you believe that the summer has gone by so fast, and are the girls getting ready or where they should be physically?
Who had a summer? Was there a summer? My girls worked out all summer long. They made it a goal of theirs to not give up June. Normally we give them off June and try to let them have their recoup time, you know, and there's still some of them are playing club, and they wanted to be here in June, so we were here in June.
For those that follow volleyball, Heather, give us a schedule breakdown. How much is working inside, how much outside, what time do you start, what time do they lift, when do they run, et cetera, et cetera?
So my girls like to get here early. We start at 6:30 every morning. We're in the MAC usually. We lift and run in the MAC. We don't do a whole lot outside because we're not an outdoor sport, so I like to train them where they play. So we did some court stuff, change of direction, stuff like that, and they lifted heavy with our strength coach this summer. They look really good.
Your top heavy and seniors, give us a breakdown where your strength is.
Leadership. My kids, a lot of these kids, I'd say 8 of them were sophomores on varsity. So this is now their 3rd year doing this. They are hungry. They are ready. They're chomping at the bit to get going.
What is your tournament schedule this year, and how much different is it from a season ago?
We are actually going to head to Austin for the Jason Landers Invitational, whereas we were in San Antonio last year. So that's a 3-day in Austin. Then we're 3 days at Northwest ISD tournament, and then we're 2 days here for our Arlington Invitational.
With so many seniors, there's no reason why Lamar shouldn't compete and maybe be a strong playoff team this year.
I hope so. That's what we're looking for. You know, we set goals after last season after losing to Highland Park in the first round. The girls were like, we need to get past this first round, and they feel like if we can break that barrier of getting past the first round, that they're going to be unstoppable.
The Seguin Cougars last year finished 3-7 in District 5 5A Division II. Head coach Joe Gordon back for year number 7. Coach, you're very deep in certain positions, and some of these seniors are really hungry to make an impact in the district. I mean, it's not easy with Everman, Summit, Midlothian Heritage.
You know, this year coming in, you know, we've got some seniors that, you know, are eager to go out and demonstrate some of the things they've been building over the years to get to this point. But when you look at our league as a whole, we understand that week in and week out, it's going to be a tough gridiron match, and we're just excited about getting out there, mixing up, and having a team this year that we feel like we can put on the field and be competitive.
Joe, National Signing Day was very special to you personally, but also for a couple of others that really elevated their education-wise and athletic-wise, what they have to look forward to ahead.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the things that we focus on here at Seguin is being post-college ready. There's a lot of things we can't control, but the student-athlete and getting them ready for college is something that we really focus on. And so last year we were really excited. We were able to send our safety, Jamel Johnson, over to TCU, and he's having an immediate impact. We were able to send our other safety, Diesel Gordon, up to the University of Washington, and he's been able to go up there and also have an impact. So from the defensive backfield standards last year, we were really, really strong, and also had our running back who's now in camp down at Texas A&M Commerce. So it really was a good signing day for the Cougs on last season, and we just look to get back out this year and do more of the same.
You got two very explosive players, quarterback Saron Evans and wide receiver Carterius Brown, that really should make an impact maybe in week number 1.
Absolutely. Those guys have worked hard all off season. Once again, young guys. Carterius will be going into his junior year, and obviously my quarterback, he'll be senior-led. But we're really excited about the work they've put in all off season this summer, being leaders for their program, and looking forward to come out playing together with each other and hoping we can improve on last year.
You play more Thursday games than anybody. Was that kind of hard to get used to when you saw that schedule where Seguin plays a lot of Thursday games at home and away?
No, actually, it was part of the game plan. We read a book called Thursday Night Lights that speaks to the history of here in Texas, and it's a historical book that talks about how high school football back in the day was challenged in terms of stadium and stadium space and some of the things they had to do to ignite and create a synergy for that program. And I felt like with us being the only 5A school, we need to go ahead and separate it and embody and embrace where we are, and not necessarily be hitting in the Friday night lights being the only 5A school. So we want to turn up and get out on Thursday nights and let our community that we don't really get to play in front of because we're in a different district. We want to be here in Arlington on Thursday night so they could come see us, and for those kids who have moved around Arlington can still play in front of their family and friends, and go ahead and show everybody on our own stage who we are and what we're all about on the south side of town.
Finally, Joe, for an event like this, that those that may not follow Seguin football, this is a great opportunity maybe to promote your program and get the word out to follow Seguin football right here. Even though it's Cravens Field, the season's right around the corner.
Absolutely. What better way to get it kicked off? We're all Arlington at the end of the day, and we're all a band of brothers as coaches. And so to get all our programs together here in one place and share the excitement of kicking this season off, and to be able to do it with players getting to see each other without their helmets on, it's a great opportunity just to be here, and it's a great opportunity to be a part of the Arlington Independent School District.
The Bowie Volunteers last year overall finished 5-6, 3-3, and a playoff team in the district that lost to Highland Park in the first round. Head coach Joseph Sam in year number 3 guiding the Bowie Volunteers. Coach, on offense and defense, you have 7 returning on each side of the ball. Do you feel like you're ready to challenge for the district this year?
Yes, sir. I think our kids have definitely put in the work. They understand what the standard is now. And I think our offseason has definitely been a lot better than what it's been in years past, just because, like I said, the expectation is there. And I think last year, where we learned how to win. We lost and a lot of our games were close games, like the Highland Park game. It was a close ball game until, a block field goal, and then they turned around and scored a touchdown the very next drive. Kind of put us out of reach on that game, but, our kids finally know that they can play with the best in the state of Texas.
Coming out of the spring workouts, are the numbers up or about where they were last year?
No, we've been constant growth. So, I told y'all where we were at the beginning, and I think we're about 150 kids now. It's not where we want it to be, but it's definitely headed in the right direction.
I want to ask you about 2 of your standouts, wide receiver Raphael Campbell and your running back Darian Bowers.
Yeah, they're 2 really, really good players. Raphael's been offered by 8 different schools. He's really, I call him the human joystick. You just get him the ball and let him do the rest. Darian Bowers is really good young back. He's part of a 2-headed monster. Darian Bowers is on the track. He runs a 10.8, rushed for 1,000 yards, and then, we also have another running back in Tavares Duckett that I call him like a tag team duo because, Bowers rushed for 1,000 and Duckett rushed for 980-something yards. So, having those guys as a 2-headed monster behind the O-line we have, I feel like we got a chance to be successful.
Coach, any changes in the non-district schedule from last year?
No, sir. We'll play. We'll just be road warriors because out of our 10 games, 6 of them are away. So, our kids will get used to being on the road, traveling. It just kind of worked out that way. It's not like it was intentional, but I do feel like, if you want to be the team that you want to be, you got to be able to go in somebody's house and pick up those wins.
You open up the district with Sam Houston at home. There's nothing like being home in the district opener.
Well, it's a home game, but it's in Sam Houston's backyard. So I just call it a backyard brawl because both teams are hard fought. Basically, a bridge separates us two without going too much into the lines or whatnot. But it's two groups of kids that have grown up with each other all their lives, and two coaching staffs that are familiar with each other. So it'll be for a great battle.
The Bowie fandom, it left a bitter taste in the mouth, but at least you got into the playoffs. I would think that interest is very, very high this year.
Yeah, it is. We've had a bunch of people just come, for support. The alumni support's always been there, and that's the good thing. They're not guys that, we're just going to jump on the bandwagon when you have a successful season. I've always felt the love and support from the Bowie community. I know the parents, the alumni. I know one thing they've always asked since I've been here is just like, Coach, what can we do to help? What can we do to make the program better? And I've appreciated them for that.
Head coach Billy Skinner in year number 3 guiding the Lamar Vikings. And Billy, with this event being held at Cravens Field in your own backyard, I see your kids throwing the football. I think they're ready to go now.
Oh, they're ready. They're ready to play. I told them whenever we come out here, I don't want to see a pick-up 11-on-11 game where we're running through our plays and doing all those things. Just come have a good time, mingle. Nobody get hurt today.
Injuries and some of the numbers were a problem last year, but that was last year.
Yep.
How do you size up this year's squad after the spring drills?
When you play a varsity season and you got 10 sophomores and you go through that, it's a challenge. But then you get through that season and you go through an off season and you go through summer and hey, you've now got 10 juniors who have a bunch of playing experience and a bunch of experience in those games, and so we're just excited. We're excited for an opportunity. We're more developed physically. We spent a lot of time in the weight room. We got pushed around last year. We're not making bones about it, and so our mindset is, hey, we're never going to be bullied again. We're out here to work our tail off in the weight room, and hopefully it shows up this fall.
You have a two-way threat, Jalen Peterson, running back / linebacker, that is really one of the best athletes in the district.
Yep. He's one of those kids that he's great on the field. He's great in the classroom. He's a leader of our team, and that's the young man is what I'm most excited about. Now, he can play some football, but we're excited about the young man and his development and how far he's come. So excited to see him go.
Your non-district schedule does not change from last year. What is the key, Coach, here at Lamar to getting off to a good start and sustaining some, whatever it takes once district gets here? You want to do well in non-district games, but what is the key this year?
Yep. So for us, the biggest thing we're looking at, we want to win the explosives. What that means is we want to win we define an explosive play as a 15-yard pass or a 12-yard run. Well, we went through and did a study this summer, and what we found was in the games that we broke even, so we had the same amount or we had +1 explosive plays, we were 3-1 last year. Any game that we lost the explosive battle, we lost. And some of those games were, the Martin game, they ran away with it in the second half. Well, they were +11 in the explosive play. So we kind of identified that this year as a area of growth for us, and so we're making sure we get lined up defensively. We're making sure that we scheme it up a little bit more offensively to create those explosives and get our kids in space and in winning opportunities.
Finally, Coach, how do you size up the district?
I think it's wide open. I think that we've got a bunch of great football teams. The thing that I'm most impressed with our district, top to bottom, there are, I think, some of the best coaches in the state of Texas. It doesn't – you hear about guys losing people or this, that, and the other. You see Scott Peach over at Arlington, and those guys always come out ready to play. Bowie always comes out ready to play. Martin always comes out ready to play. Sam Houston, SGP, GP, like those guys are always really prepared. I think it's a challenge for our coaching staff. We want to make sure that we're in that conversation as a staff that prepares and gets our kids ready to go.
Well, this is an exciting venue. I think a lot of boosters and friends and family members want to talk to you.
Oh, absolutely. I want to go hang out.
Brianna, what is the overall objective for Ram trucks here in the city of Arlington, since this is the first time to display some popular models?
I think that the goal for Ram trucks being here today is that we've got some kids that are going to be driving here real soon, and we'd like to put them behind the wheel of something that's not only safe but accountable. And right here we've got a Ram 1500 Limited. So with Ram, the nice thing about that is that we're built to serve. We've got the everyday working man's truck. You get yourself a tradesman, you roll up those windows, or you go all the way up to this bad boy, the Limited, and have air conditioning on your backside. So here at Ram, whatever you want, we can make it for you.
It kind of goes hand in hand. Ram trucks, big, tough. Football sport is big and tough.
So they actually have a saying, it's guts, it's glory, it's Ram. And they've kind of hung on to that. However, if you take a look at the inside of that, you'll see that it's not just about that guts and glory and that rugged ride anymore. It's about being comfortable while you do it.
Finally, Brianna, Ram advertises heavily in the NFL season and in the college football season. Now you dip into the high school ranks because this is kind of where it starts.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, we all remember our first vehicle, and why not have it be a Ram truck?
Well, that wraps up this first fall sports kickoff special here from Cravens Field. A huge success. We'll see you in the gym and on the football field this fall.